In doing campus evangelism, I asked a young lady why she became an atheist, and she had admitted that she had become part of a Church of Christ and was even baptized. So why, how did you become an atheist? She said there was contradictions between the Bible and science. I asked her for an example. And the one that she gave was that the Bible shows that the earth is young and science proves that the earth is old. So I presented some evidence to her that she said she hadn't considered before, and I really appreciated her honesty. And I present it now for you, and hopefully you'll have an honest heart also. And that is that the Genesis record actually teaches that the earth and all of physical reality can be both young and old at the same time. And that is seen actually within the creation account. For example, on day 3, God created plants. He didn't plant seeds. He created plants that could produce seeds. On day 4, God created the stars. And the light from the stars, even though light years away, could be seen immediately on the earth. On day 5, God created sea animals and the birds that flew in the air. And on day 6, God created the land animals, including the chicken that came before the egg. And God created Adam and Eve as adults. He didn't start them as babies or even as a sperm and an egg. And when we look at this, we can see that God created them with time or antiquity created within them. And one way to look at that is this way: light years. When God created the stars, the light years that it takes for the light to travel is pretty massive, and yet it can be seen immediately. A light year is the amount of time that light travels within 1 year. And so 1 light year is about 6 trillion miles. That's a 6 with 12 zeros behind it. Alpha Centauri, the nearest star system, is 4.3 light years away, yet it can be seen immediately. Sirius, the brightest star in our sky, 9 light years away. Betelgeuse, the bright star, 430 light years away. Orion Nebula, 1,500 light years away. Andromeda Galaxy, 2.5 million light years away, and yet we can see the light because God created it as if it had already existed. Getting more technical, the appearance of great antiquity, which admittedly the earth has, is explained in terms of prochronic and diachronic time. Now, what that means is everything at the point of creation has 2 times. That which it is before time or instantaneous in coming into existence is prochronic. That which consumes time is diachronic. All the processes since creation are diachronic. All things at the moment of creation are prochronic. At the moment of creation, Adam's real time was 0. Actually, he did not even exist before that. So we see that he came into existence, but yet he was created as a full-grown adult. That would be his ideal time. So he might have been around 30 years old. A tree in the Garden of Eden, it could produce fruit. It had fruit. So it was at the moment of creation, the real time might have been 0, but the ideal time could be 50 years. In other words, God created each object to appear as though it had gone through the normal process of development. Thus, the earth looked very old at the moment of creation. Logically and philosophically, this must be true. Some types of matter are, for example, defined by their age. For example, coal versus diamonds. Now, how is all this possible? Well, it's because it was by a miracle of God. God's creation is itself a miracle, and we see miracles within Jesus' lifetime, such as turning water into wine. Well, doesn't wine take time in order for it to exist? And yet, from a real time period, the wine was only an instant old. But from an ideal perspective, it had gone through the normal processes. From seed to fruit to picking to squeezing and so forth. Now, the appearance of antiquity is not evidence of a deceptive God. A self-consistent truth is this, that God could not create what he did without it being what it was. And some things, by definition, are old, such as a full-grown Adam and Eve. or a rock, by definition, is old. A diamond, by definition, is old. Now, this appearance of age to the earth is not to test our faith. It is simply being what God created it as it was. Something that gone through the process in order for it to be what it was. Again, light traveling light years, trees fully grown, Adam and Eve. So the earth and all of creation can be both young and old at the same time, simultaneously, and it's not a contradiction. That's the way the Genesis account actually records it.